and that's right. Okay, we did a demo with Ken, and he before the demo was even finished, it wasn't even mixed. I gave it to Ace, and Ace was going on tour with Testament, and he went over there. He gave it to somebody. Next thing you know, Monty Connor from Roadrunner called me up and said, "Hey man, I fucking love this shit. You guys, I want to see you guys." So we had a show. We booked a show, the Monsters of Rock pre-party with Laws Rock, and I don't know if you were there. The Monsters of Rock show with Van Halen. And,
and Dawkins and Metallica was on that too, right?
Yeah, and it was
Scorpions as well.
Yeah, right, and so it was at the Stone the night before.
Right.
Just a packed show, and Monty came and saw us, and really, really great show, and that's what got us signed. Pretty much, he was like, just right there, gave us a contract.
So when, where did you record the album? When did you start recording the record?
We started recording in '88. He sent us up to Canada to record with Jeff Waters, Annihilator.
Oh, know Jeff very well.
Yeah.
Great guy. Great guy. Great musician.
Yeah, great musician. Yeah. I'm not gonna, we didn't get exactly what we wanted, but we didn't get the Bay Area crunch that we were looking for. But still, the album did.
You moved it out of the Bay Area. Come on. That was your biggest mistake.
We were just thinking, oh, wow, we get to go out of the country.
Right. No, that's the allure. And I get that. I totally, we're like a major band. We're flying out to Canada to do our record,
We spent a month in Canada. We're like,
sure.
Man, this has got to be cool,
Yeah. You don't realize the debt you're racking up and all that kind of thing, wait a minute, you got to pay that back. What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What? What do we pay it back? Oh, well, you guys stayed in Canada and it cost this and this.
Yeah,
I understand that.
It definitely cost. Well, Roadrunner believed in us, and they spent the money, and I've got nothing but good things to say about them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. When was the album released?
It was released in 1988, I think, 88 or early 89, and then shortly after we decided to part ways with Ken because he just, he didn't have the same passion we did, and I hope if he watches this, I hope he doesn't take offense to that, because I love Ken.
No, I mean, it's like, Craig Zetro was on here and he spoke up about every, past member of Forbidden. It's a part of the history, you know what I mean? It's nothing, Things don't work out.
Right.
Come on, I've been to Exodus 3 different times. You think that was all like a great marriage on every, come on, we know.
Right.
We know what happens here in this business.
Yeah, well, I won't go into detail, but the day we kicked him out, it was difficult. He was not happy, but we saw Steve Esquivel in Laughing Dead. We're like, that's our guy, and he wanted to join, and that's pretty much how that happened.
It was a great fit, definitely a great fit. I think, and again, no disrespect to him at all, but Steve really made Defiance, I think he rounded it out pretty well.
Oh, I agree. And I love Steve, and we've been bros ever since. He definitely made the band.
So then what was next on the list? What happened next?
We did Void Terra Firma. We recorded at Prairie Sun.
Right. I see you brought it back to the Bay Area. Yeah. Did you have Mooka mix it or what?
Oh, yeah. Mooka was in his office doing coke.
I love Mooka was in his office. Yes, that's what Mooka does.
I mean, I don't know. That's just what I hear.
No, okay, yeah. Don't care, Mooka. We knew what you were doing in there. If you're watching this, I don't give a fuck.
We go knock on his door. Hey, come back a little later. Whatever.
Peeking out the windows. Come back.
Yeah. It was John Cunabirdy.
John Cunabirdy got it. Huh?
Right. So
John's good.
Yeah. John was good, and so that album that's my favorite Defiance album that we did, because we went so over budget on the first album. Our budget was locked at a certain one, so
you had to you pressure against the number. You had to get it done.
Yeah, so we wanted to redo the guitars because they weren't quite the way we wanted them to sound. But Roadrunner said, "Nope, sorry, that's the way it is." And it's still my favorite album that we did. The songs.
And when they released that?
1990.
90 that was released. What tour did you do for that?
We toured with Violence, Flotsam and Jetsam. Did a short tour with Dark Angel, Annihilator.
Overseas anything?
No.
Nothing overseas. Has Defiance been overseas?
Nope.
No, so
that's what we're open for still.
Oh, well, there's still a lot of that because I hear that all the time. So how long more did you guys actually go before you picked it back, before you called it?
Well, we had another album that we did in 1992. Steve had, which a lot of people, they love that album, Beyond Recognition. And Steve ended up leaving shortly after that album was recorded. And then we broke up shortly after that just because, thrash was kind of on its way.
Oh, I know.
Out
Believe me, there was no... Exodus couldn't get a game of Jacks. We even disbanded in...
War Dance.
Yeah, but Gary went and did War Dance with Tom and Jets, where he met Jack.
Right.
And what was the singer's name? John something.
I can't
What's his
remember.
name? Yeah, he did. So that was like 94, 95.
Yeah, right.
I was coaching baseball and doing construction at that time. It was
I would see you at Raider games, I remember.
Yeah, you won't see me at them anymore.
I know. We won't go there.
We won't go there in that one, though.
We won't go
there.
there.
Yeah, very sore subject. Aye.
Yeah, but no, I went on. I have my other projects under, which did quite well. And then we did a Defiance reunion 2008, I believe. I don't know if, I didn't talk to you about it, but Doug was diagnosed with cancer. And he was dying, basically. And we decided to record this last album, and we got about halfway through it, and he was actually in the studio about a week before he died, trying to record good solos, and he had something like 80 tumors in his brain.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was pretty awful, and he couldn't do it, and he still was able to do some of it, but then he died, and we just kind of hung it up for a little while, and then we came back a few months later and finished the album for him.
Did you do any touring on it, or just kind of put the record out?
Well, after that album came out, Steve, as you know, is in Skin Lab,
right?
And he couldn't really commit to doing any shows, so we got Carl Albert.
Yeah, I remember Carl very well.
Awesome singer, awesome guy.
Of course.
Yeah, and we did some shows. We played down at the Whiskey and some local shows, and then that was it. And which was fine with me. But
you reformed a few years, in the 2000s, didn't you? You reformed.
That was it. That was in
that
2000.
was the reforming.
That was in 2008. That album, The Prophecy, which is a really great album, came out in 2009 on Candlelight Records. And that after that, we disbanded. And that has been it up until now.
So now I'm going to pressure you. Yeah, everybody wants to fucking define. Look what Violence just did. Just saying. Violence just did a reunion. Look how big that was. And I'm looking at the comments on my show. Yeah. And every other day I got Defiance. So here he is, Mr. Defiance.
Well, the whole thing with me came up with, on Facebook, somebody made a comment that Defiance will never get back together. And I simply said 3 words, never say never. And people ran with it, and there was.
I'm running with it.
Yeah.
Never say never.
Yeah, and it was picked up by Metal Addicts, and they wrote an article about it, and all of a sudden we're getting invited to play the Keep It True festival. In
love
Germany.
Keep It True.
Yeah, and so that's where we're at right now. I talked to Steve.
Lucky Germany.
Yeah, right. I talked to Steve, and for me, I won't do this unless Steve's involved, and he said he's into it, so...
Why not? I mean, why not? At this age, at this time, who fucking cares? The music was done. The music is there. What's great about music is you have it forever. As long as you can play it quality, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? That's what I think. We're only on this earth for so long, and you can only play this shit for so long. Might as well, play what the fans want. Play it for them. They want to hear it.
That's true. Well, Steve's my bro, and like we were saying earlier, he was a huge part of Defiance, and I just don't want to do it without him, And I feel like he's on board anyway. So
he is on board. He's been ducking and dodging me lately. I've been trying to get him down in the vault lately. I got to get Walter to lock him in now.
He's in San Diego right now. So
is he?
Yeah.
I know because I saw him. I had to play the House of Blues with Exodus a few weeks ago. And I was standing on stage, and all of a sudden I look to the right of me, and he's standing over by the monitor board. And I'm on stage banging my head, and I look over to him, and I go, I need to talk to you. And then I turned around and started banging again. I didn't see him after the show, though.
He ran out on you.
You ran out on me.
Didn't Steve sing in Exodus?
Yeah, when I quit in 2004, he came in. There was a tour with Megadeth.
That's
that
right.
he did. They supported Megadeth, and he had to come in. I wasn't available on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on that tour is when Rob Dukes was doing guitars for Exodus and said, I could do and I could sing. So there's the history there.
I was there when Rob Dukes was trying out. I remember they strung him along forever. You know, and he's saying, "Oh well, you know, keep working at it." And he's like, "Man, I think I got it. I think I got it." You know, he got it.
No, he got it. He did a good job. I love to sing his songs. Now that I shit you not, I love to sing Rob's songs.
And he loves to sing yours.
Yeah, I really do. I think that it's listening to it now that I've had to learn it, you know, and listening to it since I've been back in. It's really good stuff. It's really good. I like to get, you know, it'd be great if I get Rob in here sometime and we can tell all Exodus stories. I can tell my side and his side because, you know, him and we're fine. You know,
you are.
Okay. People always ask me why. Yeah, I got no problem with Rob. Rob has no problem with me. When we did the reunion thing at the chapel a couple of years ago, we had to do some rehearsals, and I really hadn't spoke to him up until that point, and I really had a great time with him over those 3 days that we were hanging out. I had a blast. I thought he was, you know, and so since then, you know, I see him. It's all good. He's always invited to come to the Exodus shows, and he wants to come up and sing. He's welcome anytime.
I read an article that he blamed Chuck Billy for the whole thing of him getting kicked out.
I know nothing. See, the thing is, and I've said this, they asked me to come and try out. Whatever happened behind what was on was, you know, on
to come and try out.
Yeah, that's what I was at. That's how it worked out. You know, we want you to audition for this. That's exactly how it was presented to me. At that point, I didn't even ask, well, what happened? You know, I mean, I was just, okay, what do you want me to do? And they gave me 2 songs, and that's kind of how that went. That's for another episode, though. We're talking about Defiance on this. I don't want to get. So then I'm just going to go ahead and say, you guys be ready because it looks like Defiance is getting back together, at least to play some shows.
We'll see. Hey, I will say Steve and I earlier this year were talking about doing another album. You know, we have the creative juices flowing, so we'll see what comes.
Why not? I mean, why not, Mike? What else you got better to do, bro?
Well, I'm in another band, but you know, I love playing music.
Yeah, but so I'm in another band too.
Yeah,
I'm in like 3 other bands when it really comes down to it. You know what I mean?
True.
So
that's true. Plus, you got your show.
Exactly. Plus, I do this thing every day, so it's one of those types of things. So
absolutely.
Well, hey man, when you get new stuff, you'll come back in and talk to me, won't you?
I will.
Right on. Well, hey, you guys, let me know what you think. Finally, we have somebody in from Defiance. You asked for it. I delivered it. Well, actually, Walter delivered. I'm going to give him all the credit of that because he fucked up the memory chip thing today, but that's another thing I won't get into. Anyway, you guys leave me comments. Fuck that, Wayne. I'm not letting him get off that early for it. My producer's laughing at me right now, and I don't care. He's not getting off that early. My show, I can say what I want. You guys leave me comments and definitely subscribe to my show, and we'll have you with more Bay Area metal back in the vault real fucking soon. Horns up, fuckers.